Hello everyone. I hope you all are fine and doing well in your studies. Dear students, we have already studied about straight line motion. Means when any car is moving on the road in straight line or you are throwing any object from the window towards downside. But now we'll study about a different type of motion, means which is horizontal as well as vertical. So that is what we call projectile motion, means horizontal as well as vertical. So concentrate on this wall, how it is going and what we call this path. So this path, you can see that it is parabolic in nature, just like the shapes you have studied square, have studied about the different shapes like circle and all. So this shape is called as parabolic. Okay, so we are taking here in concentration the velocity in x-axis and velocity along y-axis. But just concentrate on this ball as it is going up and up. Then what is the change in the velocities? What is the change in the velocities? At some point the vertical velocity will become 0. Okay, and that point at which your vertical component of velocity will be 0, that would be the maximum height, because from that point the object will start falling down. Okay, so dear students, about these all points we are going to study in this projectile motion. And keep one thing in mind, that projectile is a object which is thrown in upward direction such that it comes down under the action of gravity alone. And dear students, the path followed by the projectile, as I told you, that path followed by the projectile is parabolic in nature, but that is called as trajectory. So sometimes the question may be asked that define trajectory. So what is trajectory? Trajectory is the path followed by the projectile. Okay, and what is projectile motion? It is a combination of horizontal motion as well as vertical motion. Examples you can tell students: a bullet fired from gun, javelin thrown by the sportsman. So these are the examples of your projectile motion. Now, as I told you that the path followed by the projectile is parabolic in nature. So this thing we are going to prove now. So our next question is that show that the path followed by the projectile is parabolic in nature. So let us start. For this we are taking horizontal projection, means the object is thrown from a height h. So just concentrate on this point, that the initial velocity of the object is u, and from this height it is thrown such that it is touching the ground at this point. So let us suppose that h is the height of the building or anything from where we are throwing the object, and this is your ground. So dear students, ux is equal to u, means horizontal velocity is the initial velocity, that is u, and uy is equal to 0. Why we are taking uy is equal to 0? Because this we are throwing from the maximum height already. So uy is equal to 0. Next case we will study where we will throw the object from ground. So that time we will include these both values. Okay, so that time we need to include these both, ux as well as uy. Acceleration ax is equal to 0. Now y acceleration is 0 in x direction, means in horizontal direction, because we are throwing it downwards. So that is acceleration due to gravity, that is ay is equal to g, small g, means acceleration due to gravity, and in x-axis the acceleration is 0. Okay, so the equation of motion, already we have studied 3 equations of motion, and out of those 3 we will take this second equation of motion, that is x is equal to ut plus half at square. But first we are taking this equation along x-axis. Okay, so that's why x we have written. So ux is equal to u, and acceleration in x-axis is 0. So just see it, x is equal to ut, and we can write from here, we can calculate the value of t from here. So that is t is equal to x upon u. Students, give it equation number 1. And now let us write the same equation in y direction. Horizontal motion के लिए लिख दिया है. Let us start for vertical motion. So y is equal to uyt plus half ayt square. Put the value of uy 0 and ay is small g. So we are getting y is equal to half gt square. Dear students, put the value of t. Okay, t was x upon u. So x upon u whole square. So we can write half is equal to g upon u x square. And from here you can see that, the y is equal to 1 by 2 g upon u square whole x square. That means your y is directly proportional to x square. Okay, and this is the equation of parabola which you will study in your mathematics, and hence the path followed by the projectile is parabolic in nature. So dear students, this is all about your today's topic, which you need to write in your notes notebook, as well as you have to do written practice of it. Okay, so what we did today, that what is projectile, what do you mean by trajectory, the examples of projectile motion, and third thing, show that the path followed by the projectile is parabolic in nature. Now tomorrow again we will study the path of the projectile is parabolic in nature, but in case when we are throwing the object from ground in upward direction at any angle. So that's all about today. Thank you. Have a nice day ahead.